Ah, a very good morning to all of you, and we are back today. This day is all meant for compositions and essays. So without wasting much time, any time for that matter, let's go on to understand. First of all, as you all demanded, what are the nuances and how to go about an argumentative essay. So today we have an argumentative essay which is guided. That is, you are going to get the tips for it and you're also going to get the matter for it. Yes, hello and good morning once again. And without much ado, let's get started. Argumentative essay, and this one is a guided sample. So, first of all, you have to understand what is the topic. We will have to get most of our answers out of the topic. Let's get started. It is a good practice. Now, what do you understand by good practice? It is a good habit, all right? And it is a good trend, tradition. You can also call it tradition. To make sports compulsory for every student at the university level, what is your opinion on the notion? So, being argumentative, what are we going to do? We are going to either opt for the notion or we will go against the notion. Argument का मतलब ही ये है that we have to write our side as if we are debating. If we are debating, then we should know what side do we choose. हम दोनों के लिए नहीं लिख सकते. इसमें मुझे लगता है कि ये सही है, इसमें मुझे लगता है कि वो सही है. ऐसे नहीं. जो मैं कह रहा हूँ वो सही है, इसलिए सही है क्योंकि नंबर 1, क्योंकि नंबर 2, क्योंकि नंबर 3. पॉइंट 3 to 4 पॉइंट्स में आप अपने आर्ग्यूमेंट्स को रखेंगे. एंड गुड मॉर्निंग once again, and with all respects to you and your family, here you have the topic. It is a good practice, a good tradition to make sports compulsory. What are we talking about? Making sports compulsory for every student at the university level. What is your opinion on the notion? And coincidentally, within the next few months, all of you will be in some very good university. So you have to talk of the tradition of making sports compulsory for students of the university. Right, for or against the notion, I have taken my opinion as writing for the notion. I am going to put forward my points for the notion. What is my notion? Yes, it should be made compulsory. What should be made compulsory? Sports should be made compulsory. Moving further. What are the things to be kept in mind when you write the introduction of a good argumentative essay? Hook or opening statement. आपका hook या opening statement या आपकी वो particular line जो कि सारी लाइनें खोल देगी, दिमाग खोल देगी, दिमाग की बत्ती खोलने की कोशिश करेगी. That is supposed to be your hook or opening statement. It should be powerful. It should talk a lot about your passion for what you're saying. So, endurance, discipline, and team spirit are ingredients that can lead to the strength and success of any individual. So, this is your first sentence. ये सिर्फ आपके introduction का पहला sentence है. और हर एक सेंटेंस की एक बड़ी पर्टिकुलर जगह होती है. उस सेंटेंस की आप इंपॉर्टेंस समझ लो, उस सेंटेंस की इंपॉर्टेंस समझ लीजिए, उतना आपके लिए काफी है. आप सब कुछ लिख लोगे. ओपनिंग स्टेटमेंट आपका पहला सेंटेंस बनेगा. ओके? Declare your stand. What is your stand? Are you writing for the notion or are you writing against your notion? Take your stand. Decide your side. The second one is, this is the sentence. The key to attaining all three lies in sports. What key? Attaining endurance, discipline, and team spirit. The key to all lies in sports. I am of the opinion that sports must be made compulsory. लीजिए, हमने अपना stand ले लिया. हमको बिल्कुल लगता है, पूरा यकीन है कि sports जो है वो हमारे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है, and I have taken up the stand. Now let's move further. Moving further down, let's understand what is going to be your first sentence हो गया, second sentence हो गया, third sentence में क्या होना है? Third sentence में आप क्या लिखोगे? In the sentence, in a sentence or two, write the points for or against the topic that you would like to elaborate on. आप एक चीज elaborate करना चाहते हैं, दो चीजों के बारे में लिखना चाहते हैं, तीन चीजों के बारे में, वो इस बाकी एक या दो sentences में आपको complete करना है. ये सब का सब क्या बनाएगा? पहला इंट्रोडक्टरी पैराग्राफ. ये एक सेंटेंस को जोड़ के हम आपका पहला इंट्रोडक्टरी पैराग्राफ बना देंगे. तीसरे में क्या आएगा? पॉइंट्स फॉर और अगेंस्ट. सो द फर्स्ट पॉइंट, व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट पॉइंट आई एम टेकिंग? The first point I'm going to talk about is, number one, sports and physical fitness have immense benefits. Both physical and mental health of the nation. Okay? They have immense benefits for both physical and mental health of the nation. What is the second thing I want to put forward? Sports can change the attitude and approach. So the two things I'm going to talk about is the mental and physical benefits. Okay? Physical benefits and mental health. Second thing I'm going to talk about is changing the attitude. So what do people do? When people get into sports, their attitude towards life, their attitude towards endurance, their attitude towards the fighting spirit goes up. So we want to work on health and attitude. दो चीजें के ऊपर हम अपना आर्ग्यूमेंट बेस करेंगे. आगे इन दो चीजों में हमारी बॉडी और हमारा पैराग्राफ्स आगे के आएंगे. Right. So before we move to the actual body, the last thing we will put in the introduction, the last thing, it is given here in red, forwarding or linking sentence. इन इंट्रोडक्शन को बाकी पैराग्राफ्स के साथ जोड़ने के लिए हमें एक लिंकिंग सेंटेंस चाहिए. उसको हम कैसे लिखेंगे? I would like to express my thoughts to my readers for the notion. What am I going to do? I'm going to express my thoughts for the notion. And that is why you are going to write all this Ram Kahani. Okay? So, paragraph 2. When you start the body, then comes the second paragraph. The saying goes that in a healthy body dwells a healthy mind. We cannot undermine the importance of good health. Promoting good health and fitness in the youth means inculcating habits that will bring down medical bills and illness, boosting immunity, efficiency, and promptness. What are we talking about? Okay, you want me to increase the brightness? Okay, give me a moment. Let me try. Okay. I hope it's done a little more. Okay. Great. So I hope the brightness has increased a little more. Okay. We cannot undermine the importance of good health, we know that. Indulging in physical activities enhances focus. Yeah, we need some more brightness here. Please, yeah. Okay. Indulging in physical activities can enhance focus. I am giving you all the things that will help you to talk about, again, supporting your point. So what does it do? Enhances physical focus, boosts immunity, all right? Then teamwork. It improves teamwork. Pent-up energy is burnt. What else does it do? It counters destructiveness. Okay? It counters destructiveness, leading to a calm mind. Very categorically, one by one, we will try to write all the benefits that we can think about. Okay? And because we were first spoke about physical and mental health, so every kind of benefit जो कि हमको physically help करेगा और mentally help करेगा, हम अपने second paragraph में डालेंगे. Right. Let's move to the next. Okay. Happier personality. So it will always lead to a happier personality. Can we include no work and no play makes Jack a dull boy? Yes, we can definitely do that. See, it's a very good saying. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. But then what kind of a play? Gilli danda? Or ya sadak ki googly? No. Sports and gilli danda, sadak ki googly are different things. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and it makes Jack a brighter boy if you are into organized sports. Right? So you can improve on your statement also. The youth today largely lead a sedentary lifestyle. Now we're going to talk about a problem and the solutions that sports can find. I hope you're there with me on this. Now we've already reached paragraph 3. The youth today largely lead a sedentary lifestyle. They remain hooked to their cell phones. They remain disconnected. हम क्या बता रहे हैं कि sports में जो लोग involved नहीं होते, उनके साथ क्या क्या problems आ रही हैं, है ना? क्योंकि हमको for the notion बोलना है, तो for the notion बोलने के लिए हमको कुछ points उसके अगेंस्ट में भी तो बोलने पड़ेंगे कि जो लोग नहीं हैं इन्वॉल्व स्पोर्ट्स में उनका क्या हो रहा है. Yes, you can do that at the start of the essay and even at the end of the essay. So, the youth today largely lead a sedentary lifestyle. Number 1, these are factual things. अब आप facts place कर रहे हो. Argumentative essay में facts का देना जरूरी है और facts का देना अच्छा है. तो पहला फैक्ट ये है कि sedentary lifestyle है. What are they? They are addicted. Hooked to means addiction. They are hooked to their cell phones. Third problem, they are disconnected from reality. And what are they doing? Fourth, idling away, wasting a lot of time. We need a little more brightness, please. Yeah, I think that's better. Much improved. That's better. That's perfect. Perfect. Actually perfect. Thank you. Okay. Polluted minds and unrealistic ambitions. इन सब चीजों से क्या होता है? Another fact. देखिए, आप हवा में बातें नहीं कर रहे हैं. आप facts दिखा रहे हैं. Polluted minds and unrealistic ambitions are eating into positivity and productivity of Indian youth. Sports can create positive attitudes. इसका जवाब क्या है इन सब सवालों का? इन ये प्रॉब्लम्स कैसे सॉर्ट आउट होंगी? ये प्रॉब्लम्स सॉर्ट आउट होंगी, या दैट्स मच बेटर। ये प्रॉब्लम्स कैसे सॉर्ट आउट होंगी? स्पोर्ट्स कैन क्रिएट पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड्स। हमने अपने ओपनिंग पैराग्राफ में दो चीजों के ऊपर बात करी थी, एक मेंटल एंड फिजिकल हेल्थ कि हम उसके बारे में बोलेंगे, और दूसरा प्लान क्या किया था कि हम एटीट्यूड के बारे में बात करेंगे। तो यूथ के प्रेजेंट एटीट्यूड का कच्चा चिट्ठा हमने ऊपर लिख दिया है। We have given a brief summary of the problems right here. Now we are going to talk about the solution. What is the answer? The answer is that sports can create positive attitudes towards both success and failure. It will help in developing time management. क्या-क्या benefits हैं? It will help in developing time management, communication skills, good reflexes, fairness in character. How many attitude changes have we been able to give here? Right? So, the right and proper direction of something can help us, okay, in a lot of things here. You don't have to worry about weak language and strong language. You should write in the simplest language if you have a problem with high-flown words. आपको high-fi words की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, simple शब्दों में लिखना है, बस उसको एक तो eligible होना चाहिए, पढ़ने में आना चाहिए, और दूसरा ये आपके आइडिया को प्लेस मिलनी चाहिए, बस। Sports can reduce stress and anxiety. Exactly. So, it already talks here. Develops time management, communication skills, good reflexes and fairness in character. ये problems हैं उनकी, तभी तो आपको बता रहे हैं बेटा कि language की इतनी जबरदस्त language की जरूरत नहीं है, thoughts को अपने organize करने की जरूरत है। अगर हमने ऊपर लिखा है कि क्या क्या कमियां आजकल हो रही हैं, नीचे उसके जवाब भी लिख रहे हैं कि भाई अगर स्पोर्ट्स ले लोगे तो इतने इतने जवाब तो तुमको मिल जाएंगे, तुम्हारी ये समस्याएं हल हो जाएंगी। ओके, अ वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग to somebody who's just joined us. Right, so problems have been placed here, and the solutions to the problems in sports have been placed here. Let us come to the fourth paragraph. So the first paragraph was introduction. The second paragraph spoke about physical and mental health. The third paragraph spoke about changes in attitudes through sports. Now, the fourth paragraph in an argumentative essay is going to talk about refutation. जब भी आपने डिबेट देखी होगी या सुनी होगी तो लोग अपने अपने पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू को सामने रखते हैं, फिर एक पर्टिकुलर राउंड में जो अपने जो उनके अगेंस्ट बोल रहे होते हैं उनके पॉइंट को पकड़कर और कट करते हैं, उनके आर्ग्यूमेंट को कट करते हैं, उसको क्या कहते हैं? रिबटल or to refute a point. Okay, so here the fourth paragraph in an argumentative essay, my dear wonderful children, is about rebuttal, is about refuting. So paragraph 4 will always be for that. If you are writing 3 points against, then the fifth paragraph will be the refuting one, जिसमें कि आप rebuttal करोगे. Conclusion से पहले वाला आपका हमेशा एक rebuttal round होगा, एक refuting round होगा. ठीक है? So mark it there. People may argue that not everyone is cut out for sports. लोग कहेंगे कि क्यों हम कंपल्सरी करें? Why should we make sports compulsory? हर एक किसी को तो स्पोर्ट्स का शौक नहीं है, पर हम कौन से स्कूल, कौन से एजुकेशन की बात कर रहे हैं? यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल. यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल क्या होता है? हायर एजुकेशन. People may argue that not everyone is cut out for sports, but I beg to say that not everyone is cut out for higher studies either. Okay? If higher studies are so important, then why isn't sports important? There are so many people who don't like academics. There are so many people who don't want to go to for further studies, but they are all enrolled in universities. Then why shouldn't sports be made compulsory? If university education is so important, even sports is important. This is what you're trying to say here. People may argue that not everyone is cut out for sports, but I beg to say that not everyone is cut out for higher studies either. Everyone will agree that sports and education go hand in hand. कि sports और education, both of them go hand in hand. Holistic education कब होती है? जब दोनों चीज़ों को हम involve करते हैं. In fact, in some countries it is compulsory to take up one game, irrespective of the chosen program. Program over here refers to academic program. And here we can always give an example. We can state the example of Germany or Russia, where they pay a lot of attention to sports, and to a great extent it is really very, very important to choose one sport. Okay? We have to give examples also. Corporates too have added sporting facilities on their premises to help bring down stress and create healthy environments. So even the corporate sector has understood that too much of pinpointed sitting down work is not good, and we should add some sporting facilities in our buildings for the workers of the corporate sector. So we have, हमने क्या किया? फोर्थ राउंड में हमने कोई एक अगेंस्ट वाला पॉइंट पकड़ के हमने उसको कट कर दिया. अब हम कंक्लूजन पे आते हैं, एंड अगेन द कंक्लूजन इज द लास्ट पैराग्राफ. सो दिस इज आवर फिफ्थ पैराग्राफ. Your concluding paragraph again should be very strongly worded. Investing in health and hygiene is important for national growth. Sports and fitness will surely create healthier and happier generations that are balanced in mind and strong in body. Let's analyze the sentences in the last paragraph so that you will know कि अब इस पॉइंट पे हमको इसमें किस टाइप का सेंटेंस बनाना है. What do we have to do here? Put forward a strong opinion again. It should be strongly put. Opinion कुछ भी हो, but आप उसको strongly put forward करेंगे. Opinion. Okay? Investing in good health and hygiene is important for national growth. You are trying to say कुछ होना हो, ये तो होना ही है. It is most important. So you are strongly wording your opinion now, because this is the last chance you're getting to declare your stand. The first paragraph, the first sentence of the last paragraph should be very strongly stated. Then, sports and fitness. What is this? This will talk about future. आपके concluding paragraph में essay चाहे किसी भी type का हो, मगर उसका impact आपके हिसाब से future पे क्या पड़ेगा, वो आपको लिखना ज़रूरी है. you must write about that. So this is the second sentence of the last paragraph. We are going to talk predictability. We will predict, we will foresee the future. Sports and fitness will surely create healthier and happy generations that are balanced in mind and strong in body. And finally, we will finish with, again, good health is true wealth indeed. Okay? It is a sort of saying. All right? This is a sort of saying. It is a sort of semi-quote. Good health is true wealth indeed. Okay? So with that we conclude. Every particular paragraph is not in the air. हवा से नहीं आया है. हर एक पैराग्राफ के लिए एक रेसिपी है. पहले ये डालो, फिर ये डालो, फिर ये डालो, फिर ये डालो, फिर ये डालो. जब आप टेक्निकली काम करेंगे तो आपको हाई फ्लोन वर्ड्स की ज़रूरत नहीं है, सिर्फ टेक्निक और फॉर्मूला पे काम करेंगे. राइट? सो विद दिस वी नो what it is. Okay. Those of you who are still a little bit stuck up, I know you maybe the practice has been less, but when we do the second essay, you will clearly again understand. Let's go now to our next. Narrative essay, and that is the sample. Okay? This is the sample of a narrative essay. Argumentative essay क्या था? Argumentative essay एक debate लिखने जैसा था, जिसमें पहले पैराग्राफ में हम ओपन करेंगे एक स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टेटमेंट के साथ. उसके बाद हम क्या करेंगे? अपना स्टैंड बताएंगे. फिर हम ये बताएंगे कि नीचे क्या क्या आने वाला है. फॉरवर्डिंग सेंटेंस. पहला पैराग्राफ पहला पॉइंट, दूसरा पैराग्राफ दूसरा पॉइंट, तीसरा पैराग्राफ बॉडी का क्या है? रिबटल. चौथा पैराग्राफ कंक्लूजन. कंक्लूजन में कैसे सेंटेंसेस? आपका सबसे पावरफुल स्टेटमेंट, आपका ओपिनियन. उसके बाद फ्यूचर के लिए आप क्या समझते हैं, आपके ओपिनियन से फ्यूचर पे क्या फर्क पड़ सकता है, आपके फ्यूचर पे, आपके नेबरहुड के फ्यूचर पे, वर्ल्ड के फ्यूचर पे, कंट्री के फ्यूचर पे, जिसके भी फ्यूचर पे. Last statement, finish it with a flourish, give a beautiful saying, beautiful proverb, or a beautiful quote. Actually, the voice is the voice here is at its highest. Maybe you can adjust your own speaker because it's going out quite well at the moment. The frequency of sound is quite high over here on the system that it's showing. But can you please readjust? I think it will help you. Ma'am, give 2-3 quotes which is which easily fits in everything. I'll try. Let me think about something like that. Maybe I will give you a list of quotes. Let's talk of a narrative essay. What will be the difference between a narrative essay and a argumentative essay? पहले हम ये समझेंगे. Argumentative essay is to put forward your stand. A narrative essay is to tell your story. It is about telling a story within a very limited time, within limited words. Right? So if you're telling a story and it is a narrative story, it should tell you the change of time. All right? It should tell you a period of time. It should convey the challenges in it. It should convey the support. It should convey the final product. It should convey a lesson. So let me spell it out for you. What are the things that will build up a good narrative essay? I'm writing it here. What are the things to be kept in mind? Okay. 1. it should have a storyline. So a narration is a story. किसी भी किस्से को या किसी भी sequence of events को बताना एक storyline बन जाता है. Number 2, it should follow a timeline. It should keep telling you the time. एक हफ्ते बाद ऐसा हुआ, उसके एक महीने के बाद ऐसा हुआ, और उसके 2 महीने के बाद ऐसा हुआ, फाइनली ऐसा हुआ. ठीक है? तो it will follow a proper timeline. Number 4, what will it do? It will be able to tell your problems. What are the problems or challenges that you faced? Number 5, it will tell you the support. कि कहाँ से आपको मदद मिली, क्या आपकी इंस्पिरेशन कौन बना, आपकी मदद के लिए आगे कौन आया, आपको मदद मिली भी कि नहीं मिली, नहीं मिली तो आपकी हिम्मत आपकी मदद बन गई. This is what you will write here. Finally, result. And 7th, your lesson. What lesson did you learn from this experience? What lesson did you learn from this experience? These are the 7 things that should build up your narrative essay. Okay? That too will happen. Wait and watch. Be on the channel and you will see. After the essays, we are going to go into that again. So, storyline, timeline, problems, support, result, and the lesson that you have learned. These are the things that will come in your narrative essay. Now, let's begin with what we have to do. Let's start. What is the question? Narrate an incident when a person taught you a valuable lesson in life. Narrate an incident when a person. So what do you have to do? खुद ही बता रहा है कि you have to narrate, which means it is a narrative essay. An incident, okay? A particular event when a person taught you a valuable lesson in life. Taught you. You were the one who learned the valuable lesson. And what did you learn? A valuable lesson. Let's go. And let us begin with the first paragraph. Let's understand. First paragraph is always the introduction. Okay. Ma'am is solving. It was sufficient to cover phrasal verbs. Yes, I will be doing that also. Phrasal verbs, after the essays are over, we are going to do another practice of phrasal verbs and we are going to do another practice of transformation of sentences. As I had told you, after every lesson that I take before your examination, I will come up with phrasal verbs and I will come up with transformation sentences, and we are going to do them today as well. I have been doing them continuously with you and that practice will continue. Okay. Introduction. Most beautiful gifts come in simple packages. What is this? We started with a quote or a semi-quote. Most beautiful gifts come in simple packages. True blessings are usually never wrapped in glittery packages. My blessings came. देखो, पहला वाला क्या हुआ? It came in as a saying or a proverb. Then it comes, my stand. मेरे साथ क्या हुआ? My declaration. My blessing came in the form of my aunt during my difficult adolescence. So I'm going to talk of my teenage days and I'm opening up the mystery box that who taught me a lesson? My aunt. देखो ये उसके second या introduction के second या third sentence में मामला खुल गया. हम किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? My aunt. Life lesson क्या दिया उन्होंने? She came as a blessing in my difficult adolescence. And from this happy soul, I learned a valuable lesson. What am I going to talk? I'm going to talk about this happy soul. Which happy soul? My aunt. And the valuable lesson. When I needed inspiration the most. What did she become? She became my inspiration. तो आगे की स्टोरी में आपको मालूम है कि मैं अपने आंट का डिस्क्रिप्शन देने वाली हूँ, मैं अपनी डिफिकल्टीज के बारे में बात करने वाली हूँ, और मैं इंस्पायरिंग इंसिडेंसेस के बारे में बात करने वाली हूँ. ठीक है? So that will build up my narrative. Okay. I would like to share a very interesting incident that impacted my future for the better. So what does this become? This becomes my forwarding line. This is my forwarding line, and this was my declaration. Okay? This is the saying, this is the declaration, and this is the forwarding line. All these things. In every composition almost, you will find this is the same sequence that is followed. तो इस formula को आप fit करिए, ये formula आपको हमेशा जितवा देगा. इसमें आप simple words डालिए, अपने thoughts को clearly put forward करिए. Let's move further. And there we go. At 15, now I'm going to start. What was my connecting line? My forwarding line or connecting line is, I would like to share a very interesting incident that impacted my future for the better. At 15, I was this is better. I was thin and gawky in movements, most unhappy with my wheatish complexion, short haircut. I'm telling you how it all began. So my narration begins. अब मेरा narration शुरू हो गया है. मेरी कहानी जो मैं बताने वाली हूँ वो शुरू हो गई है. ठीक है? You will have to learn up a few quotes, okay? And those quotes will definitely help you. But if you do not know quotes, I will give you another example. Let's first concentrate on this. That also I will help you with. So, I'm telling you my situation. I was 15, I was thin, I was gawky. Gawky means ajeeb ajeeb. Most unhappy, very unhappy. With my what? Wheatish complexion, short haircut. And it generally happens with adolescents. Most of them are very, उनको बाकी सब लोग बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं, सिर्फ वो खुद में कमियां निकालते रहते हैं. उनको बस वो खुद ही नहीं अच्छे लगते, बाकी they have a problem with themselves. Never ending homework. और किससे problem थी? Never ending homework. Life is tough for teenagers. Yes, you just stated a fact. Life is tough for teenagers. They don't like their homework, they don't like their teachers, they don't like their people who are equally good or better than them. They don't like this food, they don't like home cooked food. I don't like. It's a long list. Disagreeing and pulling faces. What was I doing? Disagreeing and pulling faces was my birthright. You know, to make dirty faces at everything was my birthright. The house and my parents seemed to be the most confining, and younger sister the most annoying. All right? My younger sister was most annoying. My house was not a beautiful house. My parents were not good parents. So everything around me was giving me anger. Okay? Why can't you download this? I'm sure you should be able to download it. I'm sure you should be. Okay? So let's see. We met relatives. Okay. So where was I? That is when my youngest aunt came to live with us for a couple of months. That is when something happened. That is when my youngest aunt came to live with us for a couple of months. Since my father, a doctor, was in a transferable job, we met relatives usually during our school holidays only. My aunt from Kanpur, there we go. My aunt from Kanpur came to stay with us owing to her medical issues that needed treatment under supervision. She was short and exceptionally dark. Now the heroine of the whole essay has come in. My inspiration, the aunt I was talking about. And let's look at her. Came from Kanpur to stay with her owing to her medical issues. So the first thing, she was having medical issues that needed treatment. She was short. Look at her shortcomings. She was short, exceptionally dark, and she had a stammer. So she had problems in health. She was short, she was dark, and she stammered. Stammered matlab haklati thi. I was courteous yet careful of her presence. Now look at it. When I said narration requires a timeline, I have already started giving my time. Time when I was 15. When I was 15 years old. And then when she came within a week. So I'm going to tell you the time of the progress of this incident. Within a week, my hesitation melted away and we were getting along like jam and bread. Like jam and bread, metaphorically speaking, jam and bread means we were getting along very well. Paragraph 3. To my surprise, despite her stammer, she sang like a nightingale and obliged confidently whenever requested to sing. And obliged confidently, always would be very happy to sing for people. Complexion and height never seemed to come in the way of a pleasant smile. My mother too was very happy as she was very forthcoming in the kitchen. Forthcoming ka matlab helpful, okay? During her stay, we went out for walks and to visit people. Never did I hear her complain of her ailments. With dignity and patience, she bore the treatments and the discomforts that came. So what did she have? She had the grace, she had the dignity, all right? And she had the pleasantness. This is, we are doing a narrative essay, okay? During her stay, we went out for walks and to visit people. Never did I hear her complain of her ailments. Ailments are illnesses. With dignity and patience, she bore the treatments and the discomforts that came with it. Within a month. पहले हमने किसकी बात की थी? एक हफ्ते में मैंने उनसे घुलना मिलना शुरू कर दिया और उसके बाद एक महीना आते आते within a month she had become the center of everyone's attention. Despite her being short, despite her stammering, despite her ill health, she became everybody's favorite. She became the center of everyone's attention. Okay? So, do you see, we are continuously writing about time. The timeline is being followed. My sister and I learned songs from her, laughing and giggling late after dinner. The house and its inhabitants shone bright with her light. 2 months later, so from a week to a month and 2 months later, she returned to Kanpur in much better health. But I questioned my dissatisfaction and started picking up confidence to make the best of all my gifts. Her positive attitude forced me to look for opportunities and count my blessings. In her company, right, in her company, I had become more accepting of people and myself. So what did she teach me? She taught me that conditions can be different, but it is only you who have to change accordingly. I became more accepting of people and of myself. And again, the very important concluding paragraph. Here was a lady who was below average in looks, had a stammer and was ailing, yet she had won the world around her. Okay? She had won the world. What were her problems? She was below average in looks, she had a stammer and she was sick, yet she had won the world around her. तो ये क्या है? मेरा स्ट्रॉन्ग ओपिनियन, ये मैंने अपना, दोबारा देखो बेटा, इसमें भी वही आया, मैंने अपना स्ट्रॉन्ग ओपिनियन लिख दिया. अब मैं क्या लिखूंगी? सेकंड लास्ट लाइन में प्रिडिक्शन, फ्यूचर के लिए क्या होना है. सो आई विल प्रिडिक्ट. दिस इज प्रेडिक्शन. I too resolve to live life to its fullest with a positive attitude. I have taken my resolve. I have decided that this is what I'm going to do. I will live my life to its fullest for the future. Nothing seemed to stop her. Nothing could stop me! Exclamation mark. Okay? So this is my own quote. I don't need to quote anybody else. This is the answer for those people जो कि कहते हैं हमें कोटेशन याद नहीं होती. नहीं याद होती, कोई बात नहीं, अपना कोट बनाओ. ठीक है? आप अपना स्लोगन खुद बनाओ, अपना कोट खुद बनाओ. इसको मैं क्वेश्चन भी बना सकती हूँ. I can end with a question also. For example, I can change this into a question. आपको सिर्फ एक नारा मोर्चा, what is a slogan will be like a नारा बोलते हैं. Anyways, but my slogan or my quotation can become a question also. If nothing could stop her, why would anything stop me? Question mark, exclamation mark. Okay? So this can become a powerful ending line for me. Right? Yes, a very good quote, Akshay Kamath. You've also put up a very, very good quote as far as those who are more worried about literature now. Yesterday you all were worried about argumentative essays. So now today I'm doing argumentative and narrative. So now you're worried about this. Everything will come. We will do everything. Since we have finished a major part of our grammar today, from tomorrow we will start literature. Okay? So most of it we are taking up today. I have already done report writing with you. I have done proposal writing with you. I have done, I'm doing essays with you, right? So I did a comprehension passage with you, but I need to do another one. So I will take that practice once more, this time completely and totally based on your board paper. And then today we are doing essays, and then we will do, of course, literature. Right. I will not start Tempest today, but as I told you, I will start literature tomorrow. Okay? So for tomorrow's session, please make a note that we're going to have the Tempest. Now, this comes with an ending line. हर एक में आप पाएंगे कि हर पैराग्राफ का एक अलग रेसिपी चलता है. ऊपर वाले पैराग्राफ में ये डालना है, बॉडी में ये डालना है और नीचे ये डालना है. तो अभी आपने कर लिया argumentative essay और अभी आपने कर लिया narrative essay. Now let us move further on. Very quickly, there were a few of you or many of you who had wanted a descriptive essay also. So let's do a descriptive. Very quickly and as fast as we can. Write about your favorite person, telling what are the qualities that impress you and what inspiration do you get from your favorite person's achievements. Let's look at the question. Let's look at the question. Yes, the time will go out. I will put up a notification. Okay? I will put up a notification. Write about your favorite person, telling what are the qualities that impress you. Let's, beta sabse pehle sawal ko padhna seekho. I keep on repeating it and I'm repeating it again, that you must read the question because the question will help you structure your answer. Write about your favorite person. That's the first clue you get. Favorite person. Qualities that impress. Number 2, inspiration that you receive. Number 3, and the person's achievements. What are the person's achievements? अब आप कहेंगे कि नरेटिव भी ऐसा ही था, उसमें भी किसी के अचीवमेंट्स थे, मगर उसमें एक स्टोरी बताई गई. आपको ओवर 2 months, 2 महीने के दरमियान जो स्टोरी हुई, उनमें जो बदलाव आए, वो बीमार आई थी, ठीक हुई. मुझ में जो बदलाव आए, जो नरेटर है उसमें जो बदलाव आए, उसने बताया that from a very irritated, complaining, unhappy adolescent started changing the attitude and becoming positive, becoming powerful, becoming accepting. So life lesson was learned, changes came in and timeline was being followed. ये हुआ narrative. डिस्क्रिप्टिव में टाइमलाइन आपको फॉलो करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बट आपका डिस्क्रिप्शन अच्छा होना चाहिए. In this, do we have to talk about a role model? Yes, we can talk about a role model. Okay? So it is a powerful essay. Descriptive essays are actually very scoring. You can describe so much. If it is a place, you can describe festival, you can describe function, you can describe break time, you can describe. Okay? You saw a match on the stadium, you can describe that. जो भी कोई आएगा आपको description देना है. और उसमें तो हिंदुस्तानी तो कहानियां बनाने में बहुत अच्छे होते ही हैं, उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है? But if you are talking about a role model, then you will have to place facts. थोड़े से facts आपको डालने पड़ेंगे. So what are we going to work on? Favorite person or role model, as you have cleverly stated, qualities, inspiration, and the person's achievements. तो अगर achievements हैं, तो facts के बारे में बात करेंगे. Okay? Now let's move further. Opening statement, para 1. Paragraph 1 क्या है? Introduction. Introduction में क्या होता है? Opening statement. ठीक है? पहला sentence क्या है? Opening statement. The accomplished have fans, but the great have followers. Okay? तो एक saying है ना, make followers, not fans. आज आप किसी के फैन हैं, कल किसी और के हो जाएंगे. ठीक है? बट इफ यू मेक फॉलोअर्स कभी चेंज नहीं होते. दे बिकम डिवोटीज. सो आई हैव चेंज दैट टू माई ओन स्टाइल. ठीक है? अगेन, दिस इज फॉर दोज हु कैन नॉट रिमेंबर कोटेशंस. यू कैन चेंज इट अ लिटिल, बट देन कोटेशन को डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमास में करते हैं और हम सब कोट्स को सिंगल इन्वर्टेड कॉमा में कर देंगे. The accomplished make fans, but the great have followers. Open the topic briefly. Ever since I was a child of 10, this is the second sentence. Second sentence क्या करेगा? Topic open करेगा. Ever since, या इसको क्या कहेंगे? Declaration. Ever since I was a child of 10, I had been an ardent fan and follower of Mr. Ratan Tata. So who is my role model, my favorite person? Mr. Ratan Tata. Well, I am already taking grammar live, okay? No, there is no particular favorite of any examiner. कोई favorite नहीं होता. आपका favorite होना चाहिए, आपको क्या लिखना पसंद है. और कभी कभी टॉपिक फेवरेट होता है, आप टॉपिक पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करो. टेक्निक तो सब में मोर और लेस सेम ही है, वो मैं आपको बता ही रही हूँ कि फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में क्या क्या करना है. ओपनिंग स्टेटमेंट, ओपन डिक्लेयर द टॉपिक ब्रीफली, देन व्हाट आर द पॉइंट्स वी आर गोइंग टू इलैबोरेट ऑन. ठीक है, ये भी आपको फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में ही लिखने हैं कि किस किस पॉइंट पे आप बात करेंगे. तो हम 3 पॉइंट्स पे बात करेंगे. Who is not only a business tycoon and entrepreneur, but also a great philanthropist and far-sighted human being. Third point, his contribution to India and its youth remain unparalleled. हम उनके 3 गुणों के बारे में बात करेंगे कि मैं उनका फैन नहीं, उनका फॉलोअर हूं. उनके 3 गुण क्या हैं? What are the 3 qualities that make him my role model? He's a business tycoon, philanthropist, and far-sighted human being, and his contribution to India remains unparalleled. उनके ये achievements हैं लास्ट में. ठीक है, क्वेश्चन भी achievements मांगता था, हमने achievements के बारे में ओपन किया है. अब फॉरवर्डिंग स्टेटमेंट, मैंने आपको जैसे बताया कि पिछले 2 पैराग्राफ्स में भी एसेज में भी मैंने आपको बताया कि फॉरवर्डिंग स्टेटमेंट बहुत जरूरी है. That will make the last line of your first paragraph. It pleases me to share some of the reasons for my admiration. So I'm going to share some of my reasons in the coming paragraphs. Okay? ये हमारा पहला पैराग्राफ फॉर्म हो गया. Now, body. Body हमारी or matter, the main matter or the body begins now. We start from paragraph number 2. What am I going to elaborate on? About his being a business tycoon and entrepreneur. You may mention his family background as well. You may mention the institutions and products that he runs. So, he is a business tycoon and entrepreneur. You can mention his family. He comes from the famous family of Jamshedji Tata, all right, who have always been at the top of business in India. Okay? Mention the institutions and products that he runs. So what all does he run? He is the owner of Tata Motors. He is the owner of, he is the one who first brought into use the nano and so many other things that he does. They have the Tata Cancer Institute in Mumbai that is run by the Tata family, and so many more products. Today, even the simple table salt is called Namak Ho Tata. So that particular product also, from the simplest things to the most complex things, and Tata comes in. What is the third paragraph going to do? The third paragraph will elaborate on the second point. His work as a social uplifter. So his philanthropy. इसको क्या कहते हैं? Philanthropy. Philanthropy. अच्छे काम. So he is a social uplifter, and he patronizes so many projects. He loves animals. All right? These are his qualities as a person. In fact, you can also talk about describe the way he looks. Okay? In this paragraph itself, you can give a physical description. He is a tall, dignified, upright person. Okay? Very renowned and very well read, very well educated. So all these things can come in his description also. Soft spoken is another thing that you can write about his description. Let's come to the fourth paragraph. Elaborate on point 3. What was point 3? His encouraging attitude towards the youth and employment opportunities he has created. Imagine the kind of institutions that they run and the thousands and lakhs of people they have employed, the Tatas have employed. So they have increased the employability quotient of India. उनके मारे कितने कितने लोगों को रोजगार मिलता है, ठीक है? He has created. Quote him in case you have a statement in mind. तो आपका रोल मॉडल का अगर कोई बहुत ही फेमस कोटेशन है तो उसको आप लिख सकते हैं, ठीक है? Okay. Now, the last, since we have already elaborated on all 3 points, last paragraph को हम conclude करेंगे. फिर उसमें वही है बेटा, how do you intend to follow in his footsteps and carry his legacy forward? Closing statement, we are truly fortunate to have. Okay. Amongst us, Sir Ratan Tata. My last lines. A visionary who is a mission and institution in himself. Okay? So my very powerful opinion. मैंने क्या कहा था आपके last concluding paragraph में आपका बड़ा powerful opinion एक आना चाहिए. आपके रोल मॉडल वो अगर हम एक छोटे से सेंटेंस में डालें तो वो क्या है? वो सिर्फ एक विजनरी नहीं है, उनके मिशंस हैं और उनके इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं. सो ही इज अ विजन, अ मिशन एंड एन इंस्टीट्यूशन इन हिमसेल्फ, अ ट्रू सन ऑफ द सॉइल. वी कैन ऑल्सो बी कॉल हिम अ ट्रू सन ऑफ द सॉइल, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट रिवर्ड and outstanding Indians that we can boast of in today's India. Okay? So we finish with that. Now this is a structure of an essay. I have already told you how to do descriptive essays, how to do narrative essays. Okay? But if you want, you can take a screenshot of this. If it can help you, it is a very brief structuring of a descriptive essay. So you may if you want. And further on, this also talks about the same thing. Now, for those who have been waiting very eagerly for transformation and grammar, here comes your time. Let's do transformation of sentences. Okay, our introduction and conclusion should be mainly attractive to the... Yes, it should be powerfully put up and it should make a lot of sense. It should talk about your passion. Okay? So, not as an attractive. Feel what you write. Even if you have a dearth of time, जो भी लिखो उसको दिल से लिख डालो उसमें and it will work. Okay. So let's do transformation of sentences, and here what I've tried is that we are going to solve about 3 of them of the same kind. That will bring you into practice. Now these ones to begin with are more like active and passive voice, okay? They are based on active and passive voice. And active and passive voice जो है वो बहुत आसान होता है. It's not very difficult. ये active and passive voice की technique पे based है. He was offered a... Can I please increase the font size for you in case that can help you? Yeah, I think that's better. He was offered a healthy salary by his employers. Okay? He was offered a hefty salary by his employers. A hefty salary was offered. Oh, see, that's the catch. A hefty salary was offered to him by his employers. Okay? By his employers. Okay. A hefty salary was offered to him by his employers. He is being supported by his own adversaries. Adversaries कौन होते हैं? जो आपके टक्कर में होते हैं, जो आपके competitors होते हैं, उनको adversaries कहा जाता है. He is being supported by his own adversaries. His own adversaries are supporting him. Right? So this one is easy. Please give me a glass of water. We want to convert this into passive voice. Kindly bring, or a better word will be to follow this one. Kindly give me, please give me a glass of water. No, this will be kindly bring a glass of water for me. Kindly bring a glass of water for me. So here, instead of please, we will now have to write kindly. I do not know when the driver will arrive. Change this into, you have to change the whole sentence. I do not know when the driver will arrive. Change it into indirect speech. Sumi said that she would not know when the Sumi said that she would not know when the driver would arrive. She would, okay? The did will be converted into would. Sadly, he sadly said, my friend met with an accident last night. Rewrite in reported speech. Okay? He said sadly that his friend met with an accident the previous night. So last night will become the previous night. Let me increase the font size here as well. Right. Okay. Do you know where is the university? She asked. Rewrite the same in reported speech again. Let's do this one. Okay? So when you don't know, this is the catchword here, you. She asked me. Okay? She asked me if I knew. Well, this is, what if this is not you? It is somebody else. So, she asked that did one know where the university was. Because we don't know whether it is me or you or anybody else. Okay? Yeah, the where is here. Notwithstanding the fact that he received accept advice, he lost the case. Very, very typical word is notwithstanding. Okay? It's a very typical word, and many a times you get words like nevertheless and you get words like notwithstanding. So I thought, I think it is better to be on the safer side. जब भी उसमें you लिखा हो, तो you convert it into one, O-N-E, one. Okay? I don't think it will be marked wrong, but it is a safer practice. Notwithstanding the fact that he received expert advice, he lost the case. This particular word is a very, very typical word, as I said, and many a times people get confused what is the meaning. Okay? Notwithstanding का मतलब क्या होता है? Notwithstanding का मतलब होता है इसके बावजूद, ठीक है? बावजूद इसके कि उसको इतनी मदद मिली, बावजूद इसके कि उसके पास इतनी पढ़ाई का सामान था, बावजूद इसके कि उसके वो बारिश में भीग गया था, फिर भी, even then, okay, it's like that. Notwithstanding the fact that he received expert advice, he lost the case. Begin in. So a word that can change this can be in spite. And another word that can change sentences starting with notwithstanding is even though. Okay? So let's start with this one where you have been given in spite. In spite of receiving expert advice, he lost the case. Right? In spite of receiving expert advice, he lost the case. Let's look up here. Even though she had the book, she did not revise the portion. Okay? So, अब क्या मैंने बोला था कि in spite of and even though बड़ी आसानी से notwithstanding के counterparts बन जाते हैं. तो यहाँ पे even though दिया हुआ है, अब इसको आपको शुरू करना है notwithstanding से. Then notwithstanding the fact that she had the books, she did not revise the portions. Right? You can, as soon as your clause gets over, you should add a comma. Okay? So it is always a good practice to add a comma as soon as the clause gets over. Notwithstanding the fact that she had the books, comma, she did not revise the portion. तो आपका phrase अलग हो गया और clause अलग हो गया, आपने बीच में एक comma लगा दिया. ठीक है? Why? Because this is a joining word. हम इसको ऐसे भी लिख सकते थे. ठीक है? She had the books, full stop. She did not revise the portion. तो अगर वो कहें that remove the full stop and add it, तो आप दो words use कर सकते हैं. Even though she had the books, she did not revise the portion. Notwithstanding the fact that she had the books, she did not revise the portion. तो आपने बीच में से comma निकाल दिया और आपका full stop आ गया. Okay? It works like a conjunction also. Notwithstanding the fact that she had a poor sight, she cleared the SSC exams. Now for notwithstanding, we are using although. Although she had a poor sight. Sight here refers to eyesight, comma, she cleared the SSC exams. Okay? Let's move to the next. Right, I hope this one is visible. Yes. Even after so many warnings, he walked into trouble. Despite all warnings, he walked into trouble. This one is easy, right? But what if it said, begin the sentence with he walked? If the same thing had said, begin the sentence with he walked, what would you do? He walked into trouble despite so many, क्या हो जाएगा? Several warnings. Comma. So despite all warnings, he walked into trouble. If it was said, begin the sentence with he walked, then it would be he walked into trouble despite several warnings. That is how it will do it. Okay? Coming up next. Yeah, I think you're solving it here. In spite of having all the odds against us, we won the match. Oh, you all are so quick. Very good. We won the matches although we had the odds against us. In spite of having all the odds against us, we won The matches. Good. Fabulous. Fabulous. Let's move further. And you have your hot favorites. For so many of you, I think it starts from here. Phrasal verbs, right? Are we ready for some phrasal verbs? So the phrasal verbs. What is the meaning of let up? Let up, let out, very similar, but with completely different meanings. So let up is referred to the stopping of rain or the stopping of snow. जब कभी storm, बारिश, hailstorm, ये सब चीजें होती हैं, तो हम उसके लिए वो जब रुकती हैं, when they stop, then it is called let up. Let's make a sentence. Let up. The rain finally let up after 4 hours. Do not write a numeric 4, any kind of number in grammar, preferably should be written in the words, okay? Write the number name. So the rain finally let up. What would be one word here? Stopped. One word for let up will be stopped. Stopping of rain, snow, hailstorm, blizzard, anything. Let out to rent out. There are two meanings of let out. Let's understand them. Let up, stopping of rain, we've already done. Let out, rent out. When जब हम कोई चीज किराए पे चढ़ाते हैं या किराए पे देते हैं, when it is given on hire for money, then it is supposed to be let out. But if it is given without money, then you lend something and someone borrows something. Lend and borrow होता है तब. Let out. The room was let out to a pair of tourists last month. मतलब किराए पे चढ़ा दिया गया, ठीक है? पर इसका एक और मतलब होता है rent, okay? She let out a terrible scream. जब अचानक से बिना सोचे समझे कोई जोर से चिल्लाए या जोर से रोना सुनाई देने लगे, then it is supposed to be letting out again. Okay? Okay. Yeah, most of you got that right. So, coming up next. Yeah, that's clear enough. Let off, to release. Generally spoken in terms of when somebody is caught up in trouble. For example, the suspects were let off after an investigation. Okay? The suspects were let off after an investigation. Let down. Let down is to disappoint. We were let down by are weak team members. Okay? So, let down means a disappointment. जब बहुत ही, when there is, I don't know what would be called disappointment in Hindi at the moment, but yes, I'm sure you understand disappointment. Is to disappoint. Back off is to retreat. The boys told the ruffian to back off. The boys told the ruffian to back off. Okay. Back down. Withdraw, assertion or claim. When you withdraw an assertion or a claim, जब कोई किसी चीज में इन्वॉल्व हो और अपना हाथ खींच ले, अपने हाथ खींच लेने को कहा जाता है बैक डाउन. We backed down from our claim on the property. Okay? Now, backup. What is a backup? Support or reserve supply. When you have something to support you or its supply, this can be a person or this can be thing. We have a backup of medicines kept in the storeroom. We have backup arriving soon. The volunteers were backed up by the police officers. So you have got a reserve supply or a support. Okay? We were backed up by the teachers. Back out, to disown an idea or to leave something midway. When you back out of something, that is when जब आप पीछे हट गए. आप थे, you were helping in the process, pushing it forward, but then you backed out. So, yes, we need some backup. Yeah, all of us need backup, don't we? Back out. Back out is generally used when we talk in negative senses. Okay? Okay, I backed out in the business venture. Okay? I backed out in the business venture. The member who started the campaign backed out. Okay? So backed out is not generally used in a very good way. It is more used when that should not have happened. Look up, accept or idolize. I look up to Swami Vivekanand when I need inspiration. Okay? I look up to Swami Vivekanand when I need inspiration. Look out. Look out is search. When you are looking out for something or searching for something. Let's say look out or search. How will it go? We were on a lookout for the wounded calf. Okay? We were on the lookout for the wounded calf. We can make another sentence with this. This can come as look out. There is a snake in the bushes. So this particular lookout is coming as a warning. Then it will come with a exclamation mark. I'm looking out for my phone. That's wonderful. I am looking out for my wallet, or I am looking out, searching, yes, of course. I am on a lookout for a good home. How to get 80 marks? Write, write, write. Keep on writing. I said it yesterday. I repeat myself again. Practice is the only thing that will take you forward. Your examiner is not concerned with what is in your mind. Examiner is only concerned with what is in your paper, how well have you organized your answer, and have you underlined what you think is important, so that your examiner does not have to waste time in looking for important things. अगर आप underline करेंगे, तो examiner आपको उन important points पे important marks दे देगी. Now, look down. Okay? When you demean somebody, when you do not respect somebody, when you are trying to mock somebody, then you are said to look down. Okay? So, oh, it's vanished. Okay, there it goes. So this is the word look down. She looked down on the girl dressed in rags. He was very arrogant and looked down upon his classmates. Okay? So, it's used in a very negative sense. My friend looks down on me in class. Okay? If it is happening continuously, then you will write in the present tense. Which composition should I attempt? I mean, which is more scoring? Any kind of composition that you write and you are confident with the subject, the topic over there, you can score in that. Formula I have already given you. You can go back, watch it. It's a very clear-cut formula जिसमें आपको fit करना है. ठीक है? So अगर आप सही चीज़ को सही जगह पे fit करेंगे, आपको marks वैसे ही मिलने वाले हैं. But if you ask me, descriptive essays are, if you get a description about a place or a festival, then yes, it is absolutely scoring because you get a lot. I will give you tips on story writing, so don't go away. After this, I have tips on how to write a good story. Well, sir will begin the class really very soon. I think he should begin by 12. Okay? Narrative essays are also easy. You can write a story. सिर्फ आप उसमें timeline डालते जाइए और आपकी story ready है. Okay. Now, let's understand. Okay, we've already done this. Let me give you some important tips on good story writing. Story writing, stories are those which have they can be funny, serious, or full of wisdom, which means lesson learned, कि आपने उसमें कुछ सीखा कि आपने उसमें कुछ नहीं सीखा. If you learned something, good enough, your story is good. Is it compulsory to write the summary in a grid? Yes, it is compulsory to write your summary in a grid. Okay? If you write your summary in a grid, then it really is an advantage to you at all points of time. So, so your stories can be funny, serious, full of wisdom, full of questions, whatever it might be. Keep these things in mind. And here are the magic words. Follow in your stories, please make good use of sight. How do you see it? वो कैसा लगता है? Sound. क्या सुनाई देता है? कैसी आहट आ रही है? कैसी आवाज आ रही है? जोर से आवाज आ रही है? मीठी आवाज आ रही है? Is it sweet? Is it rude? Is it harsh? Is it disturbing? Is it irritating? Sounds, okay? Sights will help you. Sounds will help you. Then, if you want to say, taste can also help you. Suppose you're writing a story where you're sitting and eating something. You can say, as we were having a very delicious pizza, where the cheese was actually melting in my mouth. What are you talking? You're giving more description to your taste or the thing that you're having. So, sight, sound, taste. Then, what else? Feel. How did it feel? If we are writing a story about, a funny story about our pizza eating experience, and I can say, initially the pizza felt very soft on the top and very crisp underneath. So, you are telling about the feeling. Or you can say, the seats that we sat on were very hard. The seats that we sat on were very hard. Smell. We were hungry, so the aroma coming out of the restaurant pulled us, invited us inside. Okay? So, these are the things you will expand on. Sight use karo, sound use karo, taste use karo, feel, smell use karo. साथ में क्या use करोगे? How do you feel? Okay? आपकी क्या feelings हैं उस time पे? Story में वो बहुत है. Suppose you are writing a story for somebody else. How did that person feel? Comfortable, uncomfortable? Was that person thinking about the expenses? Was that person thinking about the journey ahead? So these things will matter. Music, very good. So what kind of music was playing in the background? Was it too loud? Was it nice? Was it your favorite number? Was it your friend's favorite number? Okay? So many things. So this is going to help you. Story writing में और descriptions, जितने भी आप descriptions देंगे, उसमें आप sound, sight, smell, taste, feeling, use all your 5 senses. Then also use the 5 W's, जिसके की बारे में हमने बात की थी. What was that? Who, what, when, where, why. ठीक है? Who, what, when, where, why. ये भी आपको बिल्ड कराएगा आपकी स्टोरी. क्यों गए थे, किस लिए गए थे. Our English teacher guided us to make 2 grids. One is rough and the other final. No, you don't need. The final board examination will need only 1 grid. You are going to summarize. You will summarize your essay in points. If you want to keep that, it's okay. Don't want to keep that. What will finally matter is your grid and 1 grid. Before that, I would always suggest to students that you should summarize your essays in counted points. Suppose you write 5 points, then for 5 points, try to keep the number of words in each point 20. More or less, you will have 100 words that you can easily fit into a grid. It is important to write the final of your summary in the grid. That is what will give you marks for the précis. Our school teacher guided us to make 2 grids. No, you don't need to do that. Okay, I'll quickly make another essay. You can use the word despite of in so many ways. Despite of all my efforts, I could not reach the railway station in time and I missed my train. In spite of, it's a very close call between the two, okay? So, just depends where you want to use it. Despite, it's not wrong always. There are certain sentences where it works very well. Right, so coming to this, sight, sound, taste, feel, smell, how, and how do you feel? The 5 W's, add them. Who, what, when, where, and why. This is also very important. The last point I'll come to before I close this session is one very important thing. Use, pay attention to this now, use case studies. Use case study and examples. For examples can fit into so many different essays. It can fit into narrative. It can fit into descriptive. It can fit into discursive, where you want to put forward your point कि भाई हमारा ये opinion है, हमारे साथ ऐसा हुआ था, इसीलिए मुझे पूरा यकीन है, हमारे साथ ऐसा हुआ था. In itself is a case study and an example. Okay, so, well, so in spite of is used, yes. Most of the time we generally use in spite of. Now, please understand here, case studies and examples. They are very commonly and very strongly used for what kind of essays? Discursive. Okay, and reflective. Even in your reflective essays, you can give a lot of examples. For example, if it comes, if I say that If an essay comes on something like reflections on freedom, then I can give a case study that freedom is so important. For a bird, let's take the case of a bird that was in a cage as it was recuperating. Its behavior in a cage was extremely different, but its behavior in the forest and in the freedom of the air was completely different. So we just took up a very simple case study to prove that freedom is so very important for all kinds of creatures. I would tell you that you must first read the topic. Narrative essays and descriptive essays are very closely related. Only difference is that a narrative essay will follow a timeline and it should tell a story. A descriptive essay may or may not tell a story, but it will be an elaborate description. दोनों में lessons learned कि आपने उससे क्या सीखा, आपने देखकर क्या सीखा, आपने समझकर क्या सीखा, all these things are very important. Okay, I always try to write I always try to write necessary information in summary, but I either exceed the word limit or fail to fit. Okay, finally, let me take one more thing here. Summary for Prissy, okay? This is the summary for the Prissy. Sentence number 1, try to write it first in sentences. Agar aap rough karenge, it will always help you. It will come to your advantage. For example, you always get a summary to write on a particular question. You do not have to write the entire comprehension. That is one very, very important thing you will focus on. You have to summarize according to the requirements of the question. So focus on that area where the question's answer is. आधे से ज़्यादा तकलीफें वहाँ गायब हो जाएंगी आपकी. Okay? Then, so I write 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 sentences. My answer, let me try to fit all 5 points of the question into 20 words for each one. Per sentence, 20 words. 20 words here, 20 words here, 20 words here. एक दफे हमने ये लिख लिया तो इसमें से we can cut a few words. For example, if it said, the white swan was on a lookout for a place to nest her soon to come cygnets. Okay? Swan babies are called cygnets. So how many words here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. These are 16. So I keep counting the number of words. फिर इसके बीच बीच में मैं words बढ़ा के 20 कर सकती हूँ या काट के 20 से कम कर सकती हूँ. ठीक है? Should we do, ma'am, what should one do if I've not started preparation yet? Start preparing. Start preparing a little bit of functional grammar, a little bit every day, do a little bit of everything. Okay? Yes, I will start English literature revision. Okay? Now, so this is this, and इसी में suppose you get 16 words, 17 words, 18 words, you increase the number of words. I want to increase the number of words here. The tired white swan was on a lookout for, यहाँ पे place है, safe place. धीरे धीरे करके आपने इसमें नंबर्स बढ़ा दिए. इसमें जब आप अपना रफ वर्क कर लेंगे तो ग्रिड में 100 वर्ड्स आपके आसानी से आ जाएंगे. That's what I can tell you. Time and again, suggestion on essay. I think you should develop the formula on which I'm saying, work on that. As far as the topics are concerned, learn a few topics. First of all, the topics that you must know. थोड़ा सा background study. One favorite person. कोई भी एक favorite person who inspires you. You can know that person personally, or he may be a public figure. एक इस पे तैयार करो. अगर उसकी स्टोरी नरेट करना चाहोगे वो कर लेना, डिस्क्रिप्शन करना चाहते हो वो कर लेना. देन sustainable energy, very important topic. Sustainable energy is also burning topic of the day. Artificial intelligence, and digitalization. Youth and concerned matters. What are the matters that concern youth today? थोड़ा थोड़ा unemployability, थोड़ा थोड़ा addiction, थोड़ा थोड़ा lack of sports, थोड़ा थोड़ा kind of health problems that are coming in. Okay? Yes, you can do that. They have not specified that you cannot do 10 into 10. You can do 10 into 10. Or you can do 5 into 20. Both of them are equally acceptable. You should reach the 100 mark. Okay? So, any of them will help you. Once your summary is near around 100 words, say 98 to 100, ठीक है? या एक वर्ड एक्सीड कर दिया, कोई बात नहीं. मगर जब आप उस ग्रिड में कम छोटा ग्रिड से बाहर रफ वर्क में कम छोटा करेंगे तो आपको बहुत आसानी से उसके अंदर बस फिट ही तो करना है. मतलब आपने सामान निकाल के रख लिया है, अब पैकिंग करनी है, आप उसको पैक कर दो उसमें, बात खत्म. तो इन टॉपिक्स के ऊपर प्लीज जोर दें. कोई एक फेवरेट पर्सन समझ लें कि आपको कौन पसंद है. सस्टेनेबल एनर्जी बहुत बर्निंग टॉपिक है. सस्टेनेबल एनर्जी किस में आता है? एनवायरमेंट. ओके. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एंड डिजिटलाइजेशन तो आपके लिए बाएं हाथ का खेल है. इट इज सो वेरी इजी फॉर यू. You know everything about it. You know far more than me. I keep struggling even with the screen. छोटा बड़ा करने में ही. Youth and concerned matters. तो youth के concerned matters क्या होते हैं? No 5 to 6 points on employability, employment. कि भाई क्या क्या चीजें होनी चाहिए आजकल के लिए. सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड होना ज़्यादा अच्छा है कि सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट में क्या क्या खुल जाता है. एम्प्लॉयमेंट की प्रॉब्लम है तो क्या कर सकते हैं? अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ एवरीथिंग. As I said, your paragraphs can only talk about, body matter will talk about only 2 to 3 things. तो हर एक के 2 से 3 पॉइंट्स ही तो याद करने हैं. कर लो. Should we do the summary rough work on the same page? Yes. If your grid will fit after the summary, then you do it on the same page. Otherwise, you take your grid to the next page so that you can get that complete area for 5 into 20 or 10 into 10. Okay? So with this, I'll close the session, and tomorrow we shall begin with your most favorite tempest. Be ready with that, and we shall end it with, again, a few more phrasal verbs and exercise on transformation. Time you will be notified. All the best for English. And all the best for the coming mathematics. Stay blessed. Should we do summary and rough work on the same page? Okay, I've answered that already. Functional grammar में बेटा transformation आता है. Functional grammar में आपका सिर्फ एक verbs है, okay? जो paragraph में आपको fill in the blanks करने होते हैं. एक वो चीज़ है, वो तो बहुत आसान है. I think just everybody can do that, but yes, if I get the time, I will definitely take up 2 paragraphs with you. Take care.